First of all, the Prime Minister. Of course, there was a military failure and an intelligence failure of the military intelligence, the Secret Service intelligence. But the strategy was Netanyahu's and Netanyahu's alone, based on my personal experience, but also on what Netanyahu said for years. There is one person who is in charge of everything at the end of the day. He decides. In order to protect his status personally and to defend himself against the legal process which was taking place already, he needed to change the judicial system, and that's what he was trying to do. Of course, the government was shaking, and the only basis of support for him, stable, were the Messianic groups. So there was this alliance that was based on corruption and on the abuse of the powers of the state and the resources of the state to protect the personal status of the Prime Minister.
And it also led to a huge number of forces being withdrawn from Gaza and taken to the West Bank?
Part of it was part of the process. Part of the process was to respond to their demands at the expense of others. And this was just one aspect of it, not the only one. Billions and billions and billions of shekels were spent in order to buy their support.
Coming now to the future of the West Bank and the future of Gaza, we saw Prime Minister Netanyahu a couple of days ago say that he thinks there's got to be an ongoing security involvement.
Bibi can speak as much as he wants about taking control of all of this. This is nonsense. He had a security responsibility for Gaza until the 7th of October. What did he do with it? He completely failed. I mean, this is not new. We always had security responsibility, of course. Do we need to be inside Gaza in the Shifa hospital or in Khan Yunis in order to take control of security? No, we just had to protect the border in a more effective manner, which we didn't. And so after destroying Hamas, we can return immediately back into the international border, which is recognized by the international community, which is not even claimed by the Palestinians to be theirs. And then we also have to offer a political horizon. And the only political horizon is a two-state solution. So had I been the Prime Minister of Israel now, that's what I would have done. I would have come to the Americans and Europeans and say, hey guys, you send your intervention force into Gaza for a short period of time that will allow eventually the Palestinian Authority to take over, not from the Israeli bayonets, but from the non-involved Western power that will try and help start to rehabilitate Gaza. This is the end game. Now, of course you would ask me, will Bibi, this government, make a statement that they are prepared for a two-state solution? No way. They're not going to do it. That's another reason why they have to be kicked out today.
Would that solution in the West Bank, would that involve the removal of many of the new settlements that have been built? And
yes.
How would that be achieved?
Will be imposed by a strong government. And I think that it can be done. My proposal, which by the way lies on the table of Abu Mazen, as of 2 months ago, the plan that I have submitted to him, that is, broadly speaking, I think is acceptable to them, which they should have accepted 15 years ago, but they didn't have the vision and the courage. But anyway.
Would you not face an extremely dangerous backlash to this? Yeah. Violent backlash?
We will. We will. We have to save the state of Israel.
Would it not risk destroying the state of Israel?
Maybe, but I trust that the overwhelming majority of people in this country, all of the groups that make up the power, the strengths, the sophistication, the progress, the culture, the achievements of this country will be on this side. it will be a decisive process for what Israel is all about. But anything else will be much worse. Because if we will not pull out from the territories, if we will not separate from the Palestinians, if we will not help them create their own state, independent state, if they will not be allowed to exercise their fundamental right for self-determination, then Israel will become a binational state that will forever live with internal conflicts and frictions and terror and hatred and whatnot.
And segregation and
second-class segregation
citizens.
and second-class citizens, which is what Ben-Gvir and Smotrich and their supporters want. But we will not allow it because we have a different self-image of who we are as human beings, and we'll never allow it.